Yeah, buddy. We are live. We are live again. Another beautiful Monday here in the hills of Appalachia, or in this case, should I say, Appalachistan.
Appalachistan, baby.
How you been doing, brother? Everybody
Good,
knows
man,
who
I'm
you
good.
are. I'm not even going to introduce you. It doesn't even matter. Like everybody
Oh,
knows you.
well, hey, look, I ain't that cool. I'm just some old,
Oh
you
man,
know,
you were
I'm
beyond when
just
I
some
grow
redneck
up.
in a look. I'm some redneck in a wore out Budweiser t-shirt, drinking liquor on a
That's
podcast. That's all.
that's that. Hey, you know what? I didn't even get any. I messed up. I should have brought one back with me. It has just been one of these days. I've been chasing my tail, it seemed like, for I don't know, for weeks. I got
Brother,
turkeys that keep escaping. It's a mess,
oh
man.
man, you need to learn how to have fun. Every time, look, for everybody listening to this show, Rob is one of the coolest dudes that I know and have
Man.
ever met. He's like a more well-spoken David Allen Coe. And I say that in the most fun, because when you get him behind closed doors, he starts telling some of the craziest damn stories. You know, it's 100% true. Like, he's not bullshitting on none of them. He's not laughing. He's just stone cold. He's like, well, there I was. A Ukrainian guy pulled me out of the bed that I was laying in with his sister, and he started speaking in Russian. Man, I thought I was going to die. It's like,
I thought that was it.
real.
End
It
it,
really
game over.
yeah. But these days you just don't ever have fun, man.
I
It's
know,
like
I know.
every time I see you, you're constantly working on something, and it's like, bro,
Working angles. Working
slow
angles,
down,
working
man.
on stuff, working.
Yeah.
We got what we got coming up. Well, you know, we got our processing exemption. So now we're raising all the poultry and processing, selling to the public. You know, my wife Amber, she's got, Rustic Roots Heritage Homestead. So now we're processing, raising all the chickens, processing them, selling to public, going to markets, running Mountain Readiness. It working, I still do construction. It's a lot. It's a lot. But you're the exact same. Like, I say the exact same thing about you. I'd be like, man, Matt's like the coolest dude. Like, he'll start talking about a story and be like, listen, this one time, you're like, oh wait, hold up, this is gonna get good right here. It's gonna get good.
Yeah. That's why, hey, look, and the thing is if anybody thinks it's bullshit, I mean, I bring people around who were there for 100% of this stuff. It's just like at Mountain Readiness back in the spring when Jake was there, he was there, both deployments to Iraq with me, and then lo and behold, when Wes is running around, he came up to me, and Wes and I are good buddies, and I think everybody in the comment section's met Wes. And you've probably had him on this show, and West, incredible people. He's quick shout out on him. He's got 2 classes at my place, one in September for our close target reconnaissance, and he has got lock picking and lock bypass coming up in October, right before Mountain Readiness, and they're both going to be at my place. So link up with him, rallypointst.com. And get in on those classes. Is it, Wes, one of a kind, another good old boy. Anyway, he comes up to me. He's like, man, I took this class with this guy, and he's a Ranger recce dude, and it was real good class. He kind of reminded me of you, and you might know him because y'all are kind of, that's a small little world, And I was like, what was his name? And he's, I don't really remember. I just know he teaches, where he teaches. And I was like, well, cool. Did you invite him out? He goes, yeah, I invited him to come out here. And I was like, all right, cool. I bet if I don't know him, we probably know the same people. And lo and behold, a guy I haven't seen in about 12 years is standing there, like, just walks up to the booth. And I was just like, holy shit. And turns out that was him. And he and I were very, very close friends. I had got off Facebook many years back. It was just personal reasons. I just couldn't. It wasn't even that, man. It was just there's a whole lot of friends that we've all had along the way that tragic stuff happens, and I don't know. I just got to a point in my life where I was kind of at a low point anyway, and it was like, man, man, like I really don't want to know what happened to guys that I really thought the world of, and stuff happened, and it just kind of put me in a bad place. So I exiled myself from it, and unfortunately, you move on with life, you lose contact with people, and but lo and behold, Marty's standing right there. And I was like, holy shit, like,
that's a man. Small world.
And he was like, dude, I read your book, and I like, I knew, like, I could tell some of the stuff that you said in the Baofeng book, but you kind of like, we definitely knew some of the same stuff, and like probably had chewed the same dirt. But he's like, man, I had no idea that was you, and then man, and so we just spent all this time catching up, and lo and behold, Marty's writing a book right now. And nice. He is running classes as well. Gave a big shout out to him. You can find his courses. He's an instructor down at a Griffin Group down by Fort Bragg. And, Marty's going to be up here in September. He is working on a book of his own that I am doing everything in my power to keep him motivated, get that thing kicked out the door. Because I'm telling you, Marty is the guy that he's. I put it like this. I was on a Matter of Facts podcast last week, and I said, they were asking me about like the LURS company and stuff, since those units don't exist anymore, and it's the whole special reconnaissance thing and all that, and I said, everybody in that company was a first round draft pick.
Yeah.
Everybody in that company was a doggone rock star. Like there was, when you looked around that company of men, there was nobody that you were like, like everybody was just, they were all rock stars. And a lot of the guys went on, when the unit got shut down, a lot of those dudes ended up, going to different corners of the Army, tier 1 stuff. They were instructors, but the knowledge didn't go away. It just went to different places. And, USASOC, U.S. Army Special Operations Command, was kind of remodeling its special reconnaissance capability, and the tier 1 assets kind of had that, and Ranger Recon Detachment was becoming a company at that point, and they were scooping up guys and building their things. So it was just really cool. But bottom line is that this tiny little community and meeting just awesome people, and what I'm so doggone proud of now is all of these guys are sharing what they know, man. It's like, this is the greatest time. I don't know how people could blackpill about stuff, because, man, there has never been a time in American history ever, not even after Vietnam or Desert Storm, where you had so many just brilliant guys when it comes to tactics and knowledge. And they're willing to share what they learned because they survived it. They're willing to share what they learn, and what I'm so thankful for is not that, but it's the community that has fostered that and embraced it and said, man, hey, give us all this. We're just thirsting for knowledge. And so it gives an opportunity for guys who really know their stuff inside and out to be getting out there and sharing that knowledge. And hey, and look, if you've been to one small unit tactics class, you need to go to another one that another guy's running.
Do another one,
because he's going to be teaching. Different guys are going to be teaching different stuff. They work in different places, different capacities. They learned it differently. There's just it's just wide open, and the civilian populace getting out there training and getting after it. Man, you really can't ask for better. That is just it's so cool. It is so cool.
Hey, I feel blessed just to have you guys as part of what we're doing, because it's real world people that did real world shit that you can learn from, I mean, and like you said, the abundance of them. If you're not going out there and getting training at this point in time with such a amount of guys that are battle tested, that are sharing all this knowledge, you being one of them, man, shame on you. You need to be getting out there and taking some classes, because that you guys are top notch. You guys are top notch. Speaking of that, yes, there's a few people out there in the comments said, Mountain Readiness, it is live. You can buy tickets. Make sure to buy tickets. We've got Matt is going to be there. Of course, Chris Weatherman's in the house. Shout out to our man, Chris. Angry American, he's there. Franklin Horton's there. Pete Robertucci's there. We've got Joe Dolio's there. Pat Militich is coming back. Doc Will Spencer. Just Charlie Williams, Sue LaRue. We've got all you hardcore battle scarred instructors. But that's what I love about it.
I can't go anywhere where somebody mentions Sue LaRue and has just some off the wall hilarious story about him. Nowhere.
I'm gonna tell you right now, like the stuff that guy's done, I don't care. Sue is one of them dudes. Like, I don't care what you've done. He'll one up you, and he doesn't even have to think about it. Like, he just
he doesn't done it.
He's still crazy. Like, he wrote the book, got the T-shirt, the whole bit. And he cracks me up. The guy is just insane. And then you get him and Emery together. Emery Morgenstern. They start talking, and it's just it is always just
Emery's my buddy, man. I like Emery.
That guy. He's another one. He's another one that dude is the whole crew.
I was teaching out in Arkansas. I was out at Darcy, Direct Action Resource Center, and Rich's place out there in North Little Rock. So we were running, and this was just a few weeks ago. We were running a SIGINT course out there, and get in there, and I don't even know how we got on the topic, but Sue LaRue got brought up, and man, holy shit, like stories just sort of flying about that dude of like.
Oh,
batshit crazy things he's done, and
I can't even talk. Like, there's a lot of them.
I believe it.
You get with like Carl Erickson, because they all serve together over there, and Carl would have a couple, and he starts talking about stuff they did over there. Like, a lot of it I can't even talk on the live, but I remember one where Sue got mad at him and threw his tomahawk at him, tried to hit him in the head, misses him. And Carl picks it up and throws it up on some big, like concrete beam that nobody can reach. Sue loses his mind, of course, because he threw his tomahawk. They get into this big old fight, but it was like all the time. And these stories, they just get better and better. What was it?
You ain't a brother with someone until you have almost killed them on
almost
purpose.
Killed them. Well, that's what it did. That's what it is. That's a fact. You've got to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, that is awesome. Sue has lived life to the fullest. He's lived his best life, and he's not done. He's not done. He's still doing it. So, somebody asked, Ditch Doc, yes, what's going to be the difference between fall and spring? A lot of the same faces, different classes. It's going to be cooler. It's just, we change it up. It's Fallout. Think of it as learning with coffee taste way better. Campfires feel better. It's a lot more evening hanging out after hours around the campfires, because it gets a little more chilly at night. The leaves are changing. It's a lot better. It's a lot of the scenery is gorgeous. All the leaf peeping is going on. But a lot of the same people, but we changed a lot of the classes up. Sue and Charlie Williams with Pineland Resources will be there. Charlie and Sue serve together, of course, doing a lot of the tracking stuff. So we'll do some more tracking, home like tracking, counter tracking, homestead defense, how to use tracking to safeguard your house. Here's how you make sure people aren't roaming up on your property, especially live out like I do, man. I got I got 40 acres out here. there's always some Yahoo trying to crawl in and, hunt and sneak around. I've caught busted people out.
I ain't even that. Like 2 days ago, one of my game cameras picks up a baby bear, and we're using coyote calls the other night and kind of getting after it and trying to get them to move a little bit, and couldn't. They weren't moving, and those coyote calls though, because they know, the bears know that whenever the coyotes get to calling, and they get to calling a lot like that, that there's scraps of something that's left behind, whether it's an animal they've killed or me killing some of them. And so they, I didn't really think too much about it, but baby bear was moving and caught it on a game camera. And we've got, obviously, if a juvenile bear is moving around, that means the mama's somewhere and she's big. I've seen her. Game cameras haven't caught her, but I've seen her. I've had eyes on her. And you start to pay attention to those kinds of things. And like, here's the thing, talking about Sularu and the tracking course and kind of a unsolicited pitch for why those skills are critically important. Not related to man tracking necessarily. Humans are actually the easiest creatures to track because we have no consideration generally because to the wild, because we're very domesticated. We're a very domesticated species. I talked about that with Sue, and we've, and obviously he knows better than I do. I'm not, I've taught tracking classes, but I'm hardly an expert on any of that. But there's a book out there that I think everybody needs to buy, and he'll definitely back up this statement. And I think maybe it might have been the last conversation he and I had, but that was I don't really remember because there was liquor involved. But no, hard to believe. But John Hurth's tactical combat tracking, that it might just be combat tracking. Anyway, if you look up John Hurth's retired SF guy. I don't think he teaches any classes anymore. He lives down in Louisiana. His book is probably the best one I've read with him and Ab Taylor. Ab Taylor was a career Border Patrol agent who really kind of reinvented the law enforcement tracking programs that pretty much any state certification program worth its salt came from Ab Taylor in one way or another. But anyway, anyway, point is that if you get really good at tracking wild animals, a human's easy. We're really, really easy, and you need that because I've got livestock, I have my kids, I live out in a pretty remote area, and when you have black bear are not typically known for their aggression other than mama bears. If they feel threatened, they will charge you. And but usually boars won't bluff charge you. It's not like with grizzlies or Kodiak bears, any of that. But you need those skills. We've got deer season coming up. Having tracking skills is critical. Especially if you're
hunting.
Archery.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, if you're bow hunting, you better get good at tracking, or you're gonna lose your game. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. It's going to happen. But short answer, if you want, anybody out there wants to hear from an experienced hunter, save you a little bit of time, pull out a map, and I don't mean one of those goofy, apps everybody keeps on their damn phone these days. You carry your phone with you when you're hunting. You're
not hunting.
No, that's something you go. Yeah. Anyway, if you cut it off, sure. But anyway, if you have it on you, I've seen many a hunt get ruined like that. But anyway, point is though is that have a map out all the bodies of water, because that's where your game's going to go back to. Wounded animals always going to go back to a body of water. That's where they're going to return to. That's their instinct. So if you lose a blood trail, and it's very likely you will, strong blood trails are created by exit wounds, not entrance wounds. And if you're a bow hunter, you usually don't have much of an exit wound, unless you're literally right on top of that animal. So, and if you're bow hunting, get used to tracking, because,
you're going to need it.
Map out those bodies of water, and usually that's where they're going to go. I see in the comments, most wounded deer usually go downhill, but bodies of water are usually downhill. So
downhill. That's it. Yeah. And there are those occasions that there's a large body of water up top, but usually at the bottom of the hill. That's where they gravity is. So, and I will say, Sue and Charlie are awesome instructors when it comes to tracking. Those guys eat, breathe, sleep. Yeah, they do it all the time. I mean, they're always, SAR teams working with all these different search and rescues. Charlie with Pineland Resources, he pulls Sue in all the time. They're always teaching a class, some law enforcement or military unit, but that's all those guys do. I mean, that is their lifeblood, is tracking. So, and they'll be teaching some awesome stuff there at the fall event. So let's talk about that just a little bit. Of course, you being the main sponsor. Where's my banners? I don't have the Russ man because he's off doing other stuff. So I have to push all my own buttons and stuff now.
Man, Russ,
that sucks.
Slack.
Yeah, boom. There we go. Look what I just did. I did that without messing up too bad. So look here, y'all. Of course, that guy there in his awesome truck. I caught him hanging out the window, hollering at you, your boy right there out the window. But awesome. That is a great truck, though. I love that truck. I'm not gonna lie. That thing is beautiful.
Which one was that?
That's the one. I think you got the IR headlights and stuff. Lights.
Oh, that's the FD50.
Yeah.
So I got that's the Super Duty. So those of them that don't know, I got a Super Duties outfitted with IR lights. If you come to Mountain Readiness or you come to Fallout, you get to drive it around. We'll be playing around with that.
It's gonna be nice.
This coming event, Fallout, I'm gonna have a Toyota Land Cruiser there too that I'm outfitting with the DVE. So what a DVE is which I'm gonna have IR lights on that too, but DVE is the driving viewers enhancement, or driving viewer enhancement, something like that is what it stood for. But we had these thermal cameras that we used to mount on the vehicles, and a driver would have the view screen that they could flip up or down, and it had your display on it, and it was very high resolution thermal. So we've got I've got one of those. We're kind of playing with it. It's a commercial variant of it. We're T&E in it to see if we want to bring it to market in a larger scale. Early response has been real good, and this is an extremely heavy duty device. But anyway, none of that really. I mean, that is what it is. But you're going to get the opportunity to get hands on with it, drive it, play around with it. Because and why would you need that kind of thing? I'll be blunt. A lot of people don't. I do it, one, because it's cool as shit to do.
Yes.
Stick principle of control.
It's just cool, number one.
But there are some really valid reasons for it. If you want to outfit a vehicle with night vision capability. One is if you're into predator hunting at all. That's even like I've got a Can-Am 1000 XXC, and I have a Kawasaki Mule, and those two vehicles are you can outfit those with IR lights and driving those under nods and everything, and I think that's a pretty practical scenario for a lot of people. who own land and might need to get into predator control and, or just want to.
Hey, look, that setup I got from you, like once I learned how to do the focus where I look like an idiot, of course, you just like, no, you just got to turn this here, T, you idiot. I'm like, oh shit.
I did not call you
out here. No, I call myself an idiot. I was like, you're an idiot. You've got to be kidding me. It was that simple. No, that thing out here in the, I should have had one of them years ago. People are like, oh man, that's too expensive. I don't need that. Look, if you got a homestead and you live out here where there's nights that it's black as Wesley Snipes out here, you can't even see your hand in front of your face. And you throw that thermal on, man, I can see everything. That is a game changer.
Thermal is a hell of a tool to have day or night, right? Day or night. It's like everybody seems to think, especially if they're new at this kind of thing, they think like thermal is a nighttime only tool. It's not. I've used, just as an anecdote, I've used thermal to locate calves in the middle of the day because, I have livestock, and cows, when they're calving, love to give birth in places that are hard to get to. Always like some briar patch thicket, somewhere. And a lot of times, you need to follow up with that heifer to make sure that, that calf is viable and, check out everything, make sure that it's healthy, and constantly check on it. You don't go over there and mess with it because she'll reject the calf, but it's just those kinds of things. Thermal comes in handy for that. If that's, you need one for that. I'm going to tell you, search and rescue, that's your number one go-to tool. That and the cadaver dog.
I believe it.
Those two things, that's what you need. Period. Thermal has so many uses. Believe it or not, outside of all that, I actually sell a lot of thermals to building inspectors. That's coming up on the fall and getting into the end of the fiscal year. I'm going to see a big uptick in thermal sales specifically to building inspectors. That's when they buy them. One, because they need a tax write-off, but two, because they want to update their equipment every year because they're able to look for gaps in insulation and, problems with people's roofs and foundation issues.
Oh, yeah. I was using it in the house here. Yeah, that thing worked great. I need more insulation in this ceiling. I'll tell you that right now.
Yes. It's when people say, oh, that's too expensive. Well, first of all, the entry level thermal that I sell is $795. AGM Rattler 256. Would it be my first pick? No. But is it a bad tool? Also, no, it's not. It's just that I have, I've got other stuff that's significantly more expensive. Now, I will say, while you do get what you pay for, without a doubt, having a thermal capability is a doggone superpower. And $795,
yes.
Okay, that I ain't talking like that's cheap, but at the same time, you talk to some of these people that spout off like, oh, that's too expensive. And then they'll sit there and they'll tell you, I got 5 AR-15s. Or I've got, some exorbitantly expensive hobby. It's like, well,
a staccato pistol collection.
Oh yeah. And I ain't hating on staccato or nothing. But
they're a great pistol. I've got one too. But here's the thing: is out here living like this, and I'm sure there's a lot of people out here that raise livestock. You being one. I've got goats. I've got chickens. I've got turkeys. Man, I have a ridiculous amount of money in this poultry alone. Cows ain't cheap. And God forbid you lose one after you've already fed them for, months and months and months. Like these chickens, I got 90 of them that are about ready to be processed. they're worth a lot of money just in what I spent. Set your time aside. Like, time is money. That's worth a lot there, but the feed alone, they'll eat your lunch money. And then you go and lose them to coyotes and stuff like this, man. Thermal, I've got the old just PVS 14 greens and some IR, and I go out there and I thought that was cool. But being able to combo up with that thermal that you've got, switching back and forth, I'm not gonna lie, man. The multicolor one, I start making the predator noises and shit. Like it trips my trigger at. But it being able to flip back and forth between the white, the dark, the orange, there ain't nothing you can't see out there. And that's a lot of money in that livestock that you will lose to predators, and that's a game changer to stop it right there.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I just look at it like all my equipment that I bought, before I was a dealer and all this stuff. All my equipment that I bought paid for itself.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
it paid for itself. And
we just had to take out a. Yeah, we had to take out a fox just last week. Was out here, they start doing that little screeching noise, marking their territory, saying this is my area. It's time to go ahead and take them on out. And sure enough, we blasted him. That was the end of that. Had a thermal and worked great. And so no, that's you're spot on. Like, sell 4 of those 5 ARs and buy you some good optics.
Or just get, like the whole optics conversation. I mean, not even just thermal and stuff. I don't know how many people I've had come in the shop and, they want to talk guns and talk all, what I call the bad talk and all that. It's like,
man, Jerry Dodd. I got to give a shout out to this guy. This guy, he's all about some optics as well. He took the fox out a couple weeks ago because he likes doing that kind of stuff. This man here, he eats, breathes hunting, especially when you're talking about predator hunting. So, Jerry, I don't know if you know who the legend, the living legend, Matt NC Scout Brushbeater is, but if you don't, you need to scan that QR code because he's got some stuff you'd be interested in. I'm just going to tell you that right now.
I'm up by the shop too. We're in Yanceyville. I don't know where you're located, bro, but swing on by the shop. If you're anywhere in North Carolina. Oh, he's in Wilkes County. Oh shit,
that's right here in Wilkes, next door to us. So he's yeah, John, you need to go over there and or Jerry, you need to get over there and check him out for sure.
Yeah, man, I got some Wilkes County products. We might even have to share.
Exactly.
Definitely.
So let's talk about something like
Wilkes County.
Can we talk about this gift bag we're gonna give away?
Oh shit.
Can we chit chat about that?
Let me reach out.
Well, hold up. So like all y'all out there in viewer land, like, listen up, because here's the deal. I reached out to all these awesome people. A bunch of them are in the comments, and of course I'm sitting right next to one on the screen here, the Hollywood Squares, and I was like, hey, look, I want to make a special like grab bag for the first 100 families, not the first 100 people, but each family. The first 100 tickets sold, you get one of these grab bags. And so I talked to Matt. Matt loses his mind and goes just ape shit crazy on this. And I'm like, holy cow, I'm about to buy a ticket to my own event so I can get one of these grab bags. But what we got is Matt, we've got the Angry American, we've got Pete Robertucci, east of Eden, the Eden Army. We've got, who else we got in there? We've got Franklin Horton. I've got a ton of people that are throwing in on this bag. This bag's worth $400 when it's all said and done, and the ticket to the event's $50. So he's wearing what's going to be in those bags for the first 100 families that buy a ticket. You get one of these right here. Tell them about what this is.
All right. So, low profile nightcap. This is specifically for mounting night vision. I went and pulled mine out. made out of Cordura and mesh. So this is a low profile cap for mounting nods. And it's just one solution. I mean, obviously helmets. We've got helmets, both ballistic helmets.
Those helmets are awesome.
Helmets, and they rock. Ours are level 3A. You can come by and see for yourself. I shot it. There's a video of me shooting it that's on Twitter.
It's a great video.
But you can come and you can check that helmet out. It's up on, and you can see I didn't shoot it with damn sofa pillows. Shooting it from about 5 feet away with a 6-inch barreled Colt Python and hitting it with 158 grain pointed soft point slugs. Those are the game getters.
It's shot up.
That bullet is
blasted that thing
in the forehead too. So you can check out the deformation. I shot it up with 45 as well. It's hitting some half-ass bullshit that some dude's gonna shoot it with a little piss ass 9mm and then be like, "Shit, stop there." Yeah. That ain't level 3A, Hoss. Shoot it with something real, and let's see what happens to it. A little different, and yeah, I mean that real pointed at somebody specifically. But we'll leave him unnamed because I ain't gonna give him the free rub because he's full of shit.
There's plenty of them out there.
Anyway, the low profile nightcap. This is something that it's very low profile, nice and lightweight. Something that you can wear, you can mount. Definitely very comfortable with PVS 14. You can run dual tubes on it. I do in class and when I'm driving. Something, I don't leave home without it. I got, my original over here. The original one was made in multicam, and these are by a company that shall remain unnamed, but a lot of people know about these. But I went to the original manufacturer on it. Since said original company wouldn't return my emails, I said, okay, did a little sleuthing, and I found the actual OEM that makes them, and I had them made in Woodland Canada in God's Plat. So for first 100 people that sign up for class, that's what I'm throwing in the kitty. And and come and talk to me if you're looking for night vision or you're looking for thermal. And we are going to have all of that on site as well during Mountain Readiness. We're going to be putting on a presentation. Like I said, you get to drive, one of the vehicles around. Hell, you drive both the vehicles around. We'll be partying all night. And, we're there to have a good time, there to do as much with you, work with you. And if Wes is on site, I know his truck's outfitted with our lights as well. Yep. Be 3 vehicles that we have on hand. Just gonna be
Wes
cool.
Is going to be there as well. Wes is going to be there as well. So that's 3 vehicles, all the gear. And look, guys, like every family that buys a ticket, we're 3/4 gone right now. I'm going to tell you. So it's 100 people or 100 families. Your family. I'm not going to give 5. We're not going to give 5 grab bags to the one family. Sorry, but that we want everybody to be able to get this because it's going to be so cool. And you got all these other instructors pitching in too. I mean, we got challenge coins going in these things, all kinds of stuff. And that's just off the hook. Like literally, guys, the ticket's $50 and you're getting like $300-400 worth of stuff, right out the gate, for that first 100. So jump in there.
It's just all about increasing the value, for you, but not just increasing the value. Way I look at it is the more people that I get products out to, the more the capability across the board is built up. Whether you're using that capability for, predator control on a homestead or, just getting yourself better prepared, or you have some tactical purpose, whatever. Like whatever reason brings you to the table, it's all good. Every bit of it is good. And that's, it's, if I can help facilitate you getting better and getting better equipped in any way that I can, I'm going to be there for you. I'm going to be the one doing that. So, yeah, first 100. And, you know, I know you probably maybe haven't announced it yet, but there might be a special drawing as well for a particular night vision device, but I don't want to spill the beans on that one yet.
We're not saying. Look, we're going to keep this on the down low. Actually, I'm going to, like, you know what, I remember I was going to come over here within the next couple weeks and do a little video there, just a 1-minute clip. And maybe we'll throw it in there. We'll release that and punch it out so people can see what's going on. Because, yeah, look, we're going to have a bunch of stuff. I got a band booked. We've got a good band. It's going to be playing some good old Merle and Hank and, you know, that kind of music. It's going to be some of that sipping out of a jar music. Some Waylon. I already told him, I was like, hey, look, old boy, we need to hear some Waylon. And he's like, oh, yeah, I got you, brother. We're going to play. So going to have Waylon, the man right there, playing some of his stuff.
String guitar. He was like nothing I'd ever heard.
That's as good as it gets. That's that David, you know, I met David Allen Coe, but he was way up in age.
Oh, you did? See,
way up in age. And, it was funny because he's one of them dudes, you know, because the outlaws and all that kind of stuff. Well, he went to just a dive bar in Indiana. The guy that owned it was a member of said group. And so me and my wife Amber, we're there and we're listening to Dave Avico, and he can barely stand at that, you know, at that point in time. It's been 15, 18 years ago. I can't remember. Probably 15 years ago.
Was this before or after he got hit by the semi down in Florida?
This is after, I think. Yeah, he was all, I mean, yeah, he was all beat up, and, you know, you can tell, I mean, you know, it's not like he's lived a calm, collected life. You know, he's pushed it. He got every single bit out of it.
Like, I loved Ozzy Osbourne, God rest his soul. You know, that dude was wild as hell, wide open.
Mm-hmm.
But there's two people, you know, everybody, when Ozzy died, they said, man, you know, it's tragic. He died. How in the hell did he live that long? How did Keith Richards live longer than him? David Allen Coe's wilder than both of them put together.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that dude's insane.
Yeah.
He still was. He was up there just drinking away and talking smack. Next thing you know, 100 outlaws rolled in, and then it was on. Like we scooted on out because it got real, and it got real fast.
Yeah.
Like it got stupid real. So, but I did get to see him. I got to meet him. He don't know who I am. He forgot that he had shook my hand after 5 minutes, probably not even that, but it was cool just to, you know, finally meet the guy after listening to him for all those years. Awesome dude, crazy as hell. Don't remember shit, but hey, it was a good time.
Yeah. Hey, is, you know, David Allen Coe, though, you know, I think David Allen Coe is probably the greatest songwriter to come out of the country music scene in terms of lyrics. And you know, obviously people know him for the two albums he wrote with Shel Silverstein, the X-rated album. They you know, that's typically what they think of when they think of David Allen Coe.
Yeah.
What they don't know is that in the late 70s through the 80s, he had more #1 hits that were attributed to other people singing them than any other songwriter. He really was incredible, and Jimmy Buffett did completely rip him off. And
oh, no kidding.
Oh yeah, when he sung the song, you know, Jimmy Buffett doesn't live in Key West anymore. That was about a house they had together. So he owned a house with Shel Silverstein and Jimmy Buffett, and Jimmy Buffett ripped off several of the songs and didn't want to pay him for them, and made minor changes to it. And he wrote a whole album of the songs that he actually wrote, and it was called, you know, and he named it "Divers Do It Deeper" as a kind of as a rib on Jimmy Buffett, because everybody thinks of Jimmy Buffett like Margaritaville, that kind of shit, like that whole shtick, and they don't actually know that Jimmy Buffett was a country music guy. He started in the outlaw music scene. They don't know that. But you know, because all they think about is him later on, you know, his flip flops,
flip flops and shorts and all this, Bermuda shorts and stuff. You know what happened? You know, people, and I don't like to be the guy that says it. You know, I'd be like, man, music ain't what it used to. But you know, when you look at the music scene, like then versus now, Waylon, Willie, Hank, all these guys, they actually lived it. Like this stuff coming out now, like when they, they did their time in Sing Sing, and then they wrote a song about it because they actually were in hardcore prison, and they had all the bar fights and all. They lived that life. And now, like the music, I can't get into it because they don't have any. It's like you know what? It's like the instructors that I see at a lot of different events that I'm not going to mention. They're just paper cutter instructions. They never did anything real world, and that's, I think, what sets us apart. Same thing with the country music scene. I'm like, man, you still got milk on your chin. These guys out here, they got rhinestone. If your pants have more bedazzled rhinestones on the backside than, most little girls' purses, like you're not country. I don't care what they say. If your truck squats in the back, like that Carolina squat thing and all that in the video, you ain't country. Don't care. Don't do it.
There's really good music out there still, especially in the country music scene. You won't hear it on commercial radio. You probably will hear some of it on like XM, the Outlaw channel. There's some good stuff on there. Willie's Roadhouse is kind of an older, the kind of older stuff, but the Outlaw channel is actually really good because they play a lot of younger bands that are on there, like 49 Winchester from just up the road from me in Richmond, Virginia. They're an incredible band, and Red Clay Strays is another one that's out there. Contemporary favorite of mine. I haven't got the opportunity to see him live yet, just because our schedules don't seem to align. He kind of dropped off the radar for a little while during COVID. He and his wife had a kid, and he was kind of living a private lifestyle. It was Whitey Morgan. Whitey Morgan from Michigan, I think is to me, if you watch him live, number one, he's a guy that you can look at and hey man, this dude is living the songs that he's singing up here, and he really lives that lifestyle. But there's just he's just great, man. He's one of them guys that could really fit into any era, and he's somebody who never had to embrace the commercial side of things because he's not looking to be a mega star. He's just trying to make good music. So right. Sturgill Simpson's another one. I'm a giant fan of Shooter Jennings. Shooter Jennings. Oh, yeah. That's the intro to my podcast to Radio Contra. I get questions all the time. What is that music that plays at the beginning of your podcast? That's Shooter Jennings, and I've hung out with Shooter Jennings twice. That's Waylon Jennings' son, and Waylon Albright Jennings is the second. That's Shooter Jennings. He is one of the coolest people I think I've ever met and just hung out with in a brief time span. Super duper down to earth guy, into all of this stuff, like same, I
didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, that whole Black Ribbons album, if you listen to the Black Ribbons album, it's all about government overreach and, Orwellian, us sliding into totalitarianism and, kind of, all the stuff that we talk about. It's all in there, but the musicianship is just incredible. And that's something, and it's a crossover album. It's something, if you're in Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, psychedelic country music, anything, like any of that, it's all of that. And man, it's just incredible. And I tell you, that album came out before I went to Afghanistan in 2010. It's 15 years old now, and that's hard to believe.
Seriously?
Yeah, yeah.
Good
And
night.
you listen to the, like, in between, it's being narrated by a radio show host because the airwaves are getting seized by the government, and
Right.
all basically any unapproved radio programs are getting yanked off the air. And this radio show host is narrating, and it's the voice of Stephen King, but basically he's not going to get shut down, and and it's just going, like, the social commentary that's going through that, I think, is, it was very prescient then. It's even more so now. You listen to that now and you're like, man, we're right there.
We've
We're
already,
right
well, there,
there.
here we
And
are.
this music was written by a guy who gets it. He gets it. He gets it 100%. And yeah,
puts on a great show. I actually was in Milwaukee. Amber and I, back before Amber's back went out, we've got I still got the hogs out here, and we used to ride all over the place. We rode all the way up till Milwaukee for the 110 Harley anniversary, and Shooter was playing there. So I got to see him live there, was real close to the stage. Of course, that was a blast, man, other than there was 2 million bikes there, and it was like the running of the bulls when you tried to leave that area, dude. It was intense to try to wiggle out of 2 million bikes. If you didn't get there by like 8 a.m., you were parking a couple miles down the street just to walk up to the venue. But I got to see Shooter. We got to see ZZ Top. Like, I was on, they had a sky cart that goes real slow across the whole thing. Dude, I got to see half the concert of ZZ Top from the sky cart. It was amazing. Nobody's in front of you. You're hanging out in the air just watching them play up there, man. That was a great time. But Shooter, awesome dude, awesome concert. Couldn't agree more. Wish there was more of those guys out there making music.
Yeah, man. There's my brother from another brother, Skyline Guardian, in the comments saying Coulter Wall, Corb Lund, of course, Corb Lund. Corb Lund is probably my current favorite Canadian. Corb Lund, though, everything he's made is great. You listen to Get Down on the Mountain. And if you ain't that man in the middle of singing Get Down on the Mountain, then you ain't right. That is the prepper anthem, man, right there.
I'm not. It's sad though. I've not been listening to the music scene because I'm like, I don't like it. I've got to look up this Corb. I've not heard this guy.
Well, hell, when
you may have turned me on to
hang out the house. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna crank up some line. Coulter Wall is Canadian too. Another Calgary cowboy. We'll call them just honorary Texans because that's Calgary's kind of Alberta province. Is that's the Canada's Texas, but all the way down to the oil fields. But Corb Lund is incredible, and Coulter Wall. I think Coulter Wall did a cover of Big Iron. Okay. And it's excellent, man. It is. He is something.
If it's anything like Shooter, then I'm there. I just put it in my phone, so after we're done, I'm gonna check it out because maybe I've heard him, but I don't know.
Coulter Wall is a whole lot like Ian Tyson. So if you ever heard any Ian Tyson. I've grown up, I thought Ian Tyson was from Texas. I didn't know he was Canadian. He's Canadian.
Chris Ledoux,
Oh, yeah.
Skyline, he says it's like Canada's Chris Ledoux. And I'm going to tell you, Chris Ledoux, like, that was the real deal cowboy right there.
Yeah.
That's as good as it got. So
he was.
If he's anything like that, I'm in. Sounds great.
Yeah. Oh, dude, you got a long night of listening to cool shit now. But
I didn't think there was any left. I was still living, 30 years ago because I was like, there's just nothing worth listening to now to stay here in the past. So I will definitely check him out. Well, the band that we've got coming is they're called it's the Clicker Liquor Band. Don't ask me where the name come. But these boys, like, I've seen them. I've actually seen them, and that's why I've tried to get them for the past 3 years. But they book up. It's 2 guys, and they've got 2 guitars, It's just a 2-piece band. But these dudes are phenomenal. They've got it. You know, there's certain people that click, and they've got that. Man, when they start singing that old country music, they do that stuff. I mean, it's like you're actually there.
Hell
so,
yeah.
So
and I can't wait. Hell, I'm there. I'm glad.
Yeah,
I'm glad. I'm just going to be there, man. Shit.
Well, you know, that's the difference between spring mountain readiness and fall mountain readiness. That's it right there is it's more laid back in the evenings, and I can actually enjoy myself a little bit. That's when I get to kind of kick back a little bit, watch a band, things like that. Because May, man, it's just like mass chaos for me. I'm just running around nonstop, just trying to run on 2 hours of sleep and all this kind of stuff for the week. It's nuts. So that's the difference there. But
look, you were a zombie by day 3. I felt so damn bad for you. I was tired. I was tired. You're running around. I mean, you were running around.
I couldn't find my ass with both hands, and my life depended on it.
Then every time, like I come on to you, you're
zoned out. I'm good. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Give me a second. I'll be right back.
I was like, come here, man. Have a drink. No, okay, man. Okay.
I'm good. I'll be back.
I gotta go make sure all the trash cans are in the right spot. And I was like,
yeah. Well, unfortunately, that Saturday night I did have a drink, and Alan Kay and I had a drink, and then and I went to sleep for
like. He had that half-gallon of liquor. He's comrade, and I was like, no.
I'm gonna tell you right now, dude. Sunday morning when I slept for an hour and a half Saturday. Like I went to bed and slept for an hour and a half. I got up it was like 3:30. I went to sleep and I got up at 5. Don't ask me how I woke up because my phone went dead and I didn't set my alarm or anything. Somehow I woke up good. It's good because I had to get everything rolling, but that was the worst couple hours of a morning I've seen in many years. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. But you saw Alan, and and of course that whole rowdy bunch after hours, man. I should have just went to bed, but I didn't do it. I
really don't think Alan Kay ever wasn't rowdy though. Like he hit like a tolerable level of rowdy for a little while, and then he just picked it right back up. But it's just like, bro, where is the shit coming from? Because, man, hangovers hurt. When Hank Jr. sung that song, hangovers hurt more than they used to.
Yeah.
He does. Look, the shit that I used to do when I was in my 20s, man, I used to get, my first duty station was Schofield Barracks, and we'd go out drinking, and the bars out there close at 4 in the morning. We would literally be out till 4 in the morning. We'd come back, sleep for 30 minutes, and be in formation and run, 5, 6, 7 miles, and then come back, and it was like, and then sneaking shots in the barracks during the duty day if we weren't going to the field. It's just like, man, like
hit yourself with an IV.
Yeah, it was man, this is no big deal. Now, shoot.
Oh, it's 3 days. If I have one too many, it's 3-day recovery, and maybe 4, but that's what I had that Saturday night. Well, we had that benefit dinner for Billy with the Living Soil Foundation, and then somebody accidentally left a whole humongous picture of spiked up sangria sitting over there. I won't name his name. Shane did it.
Far away from that.
Oh, and we did not. We drank all of it. That was left, which was like 2 gallons. And then, of course, Alan had a jar of the moonshine. And then we were driving on that side-by-side over to the Angry House where all y'all was setting up. Alan was on the back with we had the bed flipped down, the tailgate flipped down of the side-by-side. And it was raining, so it was slick. And all of a sudden I hit a bump. Alan flew up, did a somersault in the air, and landed and disappeared into the night. We didn't see him again for 10 minutes. I don't even know where he went. He just disappeared like a ninja and then back.
He don't know where the hell he went later. He teleported. And that dude just appears places. This is like, where did you come from?
I don't know. That was it. But man, we're at the top of the hour.
For a little while. I was scared.
If you guys, yeah,
like,
he's like,
there's blood on you, Alan. Where'd that come from? It's not mine. I don't know.
Yeah. Don't ask questions. Yata be a preshu. Nostrovia. Here, drink this. If you guys would like to hear more of these stories and we pick up from where we left off, come to Mountain Readiness Fallout.
But you ain't gonna see me drinking no damn sangria. I'm gonna tell you that, because sangria is hangover in a jar. It ought to just be called hangover.
It was like a whole bunch of like cave trolls were inside my forehead, just beating me to pieces. It was horrible. And
that's what you call it.
I didn't start feeling. Oh,
that's a
Bojangles
morning right there.
Man, I'd have lost my guts if I'd have hit some Bojangles on that.
I know, that's the point, dude. Man, like grease, lubes, everything up.
Yeah, I don't know. I needed to eat just the whole tub of straight lard to get through that morning, man. Man, it was bad. So I won't be doing that again for a few more years. That was enough of that. But yeah, if y'all want to hear some more of these stories, come hit us up here 17th through the 19th there at the Van Hoy Family Campground. Each family gets you one of these awesome grab bags, the first 100. We're going to have a bunch of giveaways going on. We have raffles in the evenings. I've got Pat Militich talked into doing another hand-to-hand combat class out there with everybody, which is where else can you come for $50, get a $400 grab bag, and then get to hang out with all these awesome people, do classes, and then get a hand-to-hand combat class
from a UFC Hall of Famer.
A Hall of Famer, the Croatian sensation. Like, where can you go and do that? You can't. Nowhere else but here. And if you thought I was tired at the last Mountain Readiness, y'all need to mark off October, the last week of October 2026. I ain't announcing what's going on, but I'm going to tell you guys right now, it's going to be off the hook. Like, it's going to be insane off the hook. And this last May at 1,000 people in, it don't even hold a candle to what we're doing for next October. So just get ready for that. But man, it's been a blast. Leave the people with some knowledge. I mean, hit these people with something that they can take away from these shenanigans that we've had going on here tonight.
Oh man. Hey, follow me over on X.com or Twitter or whatever you want to call it.
Scan that code right there. That's all you got to do. It's got all your links in it.
I still call it Twitter. I ain't much on calling it X, whatever. Just when people are like, "Oh yeah, I'm over on X," I'm like, mine takes me somewhere else. But yeah, we'll just leave it at that. Well, mine takes me
what? Did you? Oh yeah, okay.
It was just glow sticks involved, But now over on Twitter at Brushbeater, it's my handle right there. I've been putting up a bunch of videos here lately. When I say lately, I mean last 24 hours. I put up 3 or 4 different videos. I don't know, 3 I think. But just on using Tiny SA. Tiny SA is a spectrum analyzer, pocket spectrum analyzer. Been putting out a bunch of knowledge on that. Definitely the RTO course is coming up this weekend, radio telephone operators course. Gonna be a packed house here in advanced RTO. After that, we're dealing with a lot of encryption and physical security of messages, pass them over RF. But as far as the knowledge base goes, check those videos out. And check us out. Those of you on YouTube, go on and hit the follow for Brushbeater Team. You'll find that we've got a bunch of content that is going to be coming out later in the week. We've been in the shop shooting several different videos. We've got some stuff on night vision that's going to be coming out. We've got some stuff on radio that's going to be coming out later in the week. Again, it's real world application. It's not this, up in the clouds bullshit. it's like, look, this is common man. This is real world stuff. This is using the tools and equipment that are actually on the street, not, you know, some horse shit that somebody made up in their fucking basement. You know, and argue.
There's plenty of that around
online. Like, dude, stop, man. Like, I'd rather train people based on equipment they actually have and can justify owning, rather than sit there and argue about, you know, what fucking antenna is better for, you know, VHF or something. Like, just don't. Let's stop, man. But check those videos out. It's kind of both sides of the coin. With the signals intelligence side stuff, number one, it's cool to kind of be your own. I call it the redneck James Bond or redneck Jason Bourne, kind of, you know, what you do. Not a lot of money, but also, you know, we've got a bunch of really cool products that are going to be coming out very soon. Kyber Optics, which is a subsidiary of Brushby Restore, is our optics company that we're launching. We are about to explode with products. Previews are already up for several other products, not all of them. I've got a couple of surprises up my sleeves, everybody knows. But we have some really cool things that are in store. And again, it is 100% about equipping you. All of our, you know, our viewer base, you know, our audience, you know, like, if you want to watch all the Gucci gun gear channels and stuff, and like, hey man, that's all cool. I got some Gucci gear too. I got fucking Night Force scopes, and, you know, all that stuff. And you know what? I've been running classes for 9 years now, teaching people to shoot, teaching people to do small unit tactics, teaching people how to communicate. And in the real world, not online, in the real world, not people who are sitting there trying to impress each other and, you know, stroke each other on, you know, useless shit, but people who actually care. And I'm gonna tell you, I've taught more people to shoot using a simple 1:6 LPVO, which is the most common optic that people bring to class, and, you know, some optics offshoots of that, and Baofeng radios, you know, and that's what people on the street actually have. And so I'm moving into giving people options at actual affordable costs in this economy, especially, but giving you the maximum quality. Because I'm not here, I don't exist, I don't do what I do because I'm trying to get wealthy. That's never, you know, and I know, you know, Rob, you got 100%. Me on here, and you know, but I'm bouncing off of you because you know me, and I know, you know, a handful of people in the comment sections definitely know me in person too. I ain't sitting here trying to be nothing I'm not. And my whole goal in life at this stage in my life is we can sit and black pill, you know, and talk about politics and how much shit sucks and all this stuff, or you can be part of the solution, and you can be a realistic part of the solution. And that comes with getting better equipped and getting better trained, because that's what it all comes down to. Because we're getting to that point where people are saying no, you know, no, I'm not doing that. You know what? Like Trump, who even cares at this point? Who even cares? Man? It doesn't even matter anymore. Like everybody I talk to in the real world, and I'm talking like people who ain't in the prepping scene. They're not, you know, big 2A people. They're not people I talk to on a daily basis. Aren't even people that I get in class. They're just people that live around me as my neighbors. I've known, you know, for my whole life, and lived here for generations. And you know what? They're all done with all of it, all the politics, all of that stuff. They're done with it all. And you know what they're telling me now? They're like, well, you know, now it's just all about when we say no, no more. We done had it with all of it. At that point, that's when people need basic tools and competence with those basic tools. And so you're going to see, going into this fall, you're going to see all of that coming from us, and that's going to be our primary focus. That's the primary focus of Brush Beater Store. That's my primary focus. That's the whole reason that Kyber Optics exists, is to not be that tier one Gucci brand, even though we're offering some incredible stuff. We will be here soon. I think it's really going to shake stuff up. But especially when we're talking about dual tube, dual tubes with this right here is a 640 thermal built into it. But when we're offering products like that, bringing that
as
to the table,
as you want to take it.
and hey, I'm gonna let, since we've been dropping some bombs, you know, and I didn't want to preempt you at all. I apologize for that, but I'll make it up to you by saying, guess what? We're going to be offering PVS 14, and I'm talking real soon, like real soon, like within weeks. We're going to be offering a White Foss PVS 14, by the way. That's going to have a very high spec to it. That is going to be under $2,500. More in the. I'm going to say it's going to end up being probably $2,200-$2,300 range for PVS.
Last 14. Time I was over there, you had all kinds of cool stuff that you was coming out with. I mean,
this is a PVS 14 and one that is giving maximum bang to the buck. You know, I'm really happy with it. Oh, and dual tubes with PVS 31 Delta housings for just shy of $5,000, and we're doing that. That includes a battery pack. That includes a battery pack with it, and we're including all your mounting hardware that you're going to need with it too. And again, like I said,
ditch stock there in the comments there for $20K. You're shopping at the wrong place. You're shopping at the wrong place, it looks like.
Brother, the nods that I just held up with the thermal on them, while they're not going to be cheap, I'm going to tell you they are out the door are going to be about half that price.
Yep.
What I'm doing now with these are the prototype. I am testing them. I'm willing to throw my money down and really flesh these out. Hey, and if they're no good, then I dive on that grenade. That's fine. But who the housing is built by and what's going into this, like I said, again, I'm here to be very aggressive about equipping you. So, you know, that's where I'm at with this. And hey, you know, like, people can hate on it all they want. That's fine. You know, look, you can hate on me because if people are hating on me, that means they're paying attention. It means I done shook that tree somewhere, you know, and that's that. That's all it is, you know.
That's it.
And tell you what, but here's the deal. Come to the showroom. That's why the showroom exists. Don't buy stuff sight unseen. And guess what, Ditchstock? We're going to have all our equipment. We're going to have that unit there. I've got a couple more demos. I don't think that this will be ready for prime time by then because I don't want to rush it, but we're going to see. But that being, we're going to see again. We're going to see, but I want to make sure that when I offer a product to the public, that I 100% have fleshed it out. I stand behind it, and when I offer it to you, this is something that I will run. It's something I'm using in class. I'm not just some bullshitting shield out there that just, you know, doesn't practice what he preaches. And you know what? When you come to Fallout, you can put that unit right there. This one right here, tethered to the battery pack. You're going to throw that one on your head and drive my truck around. Drive my trucks around. You know, my F-250, my Land Cruiser, you drive those around because that's what it's all about. I want you to make the most informed and educated purchase possible. Period. End of story.
And that's why we wanted to have you as part of it, because you stand behind everything you do, you're real world, and that's what we're about. That's what we're about here.
And here's the thing too, man, is there are a ton of really good night vision dealers out there. There's a lot of them. I hate to use this term, but it is a crowded market, and there's so many good guys, man. So, if let's say, you find something less expensive somewhere else, hey man, that's cool. I'm gonna do my best to try and match that price depending on what it is and the specs. But we already price things about as aggressively in the market as I can, depending on a lot of factors and quality and everything goes into it. But what I'll say is this: I want you to come away with the best knowledge equipped to make a purchase that's right for you, because your money is hard earned. All right. Don't matter, if you're independently wealthy or you're rubbing two pennies together to try and get a dime at the end of the month. It don't matter. Your money is hard earned, and your money can be easily wasted.
Oh yeah.
And I have seen, on the other hand, I've seen a lot of bullshit artists out there that are selling straight garbage, including that dude
overpriced
paper mache helmets and digital night vision. That stuff is junk, man. And he all that stuff is designed to separate you from your money, and they don't care.
That's it. Rip off.
So, I don't play that game, because I look at it like this: if I equip you, and especially if you're here in North Carolina, if I equip you, then I'm helping my community.
Absolutely.
I'm building the community. That's all it is. That's all it is. And I might have to rely on you for something or another. It's at some point in time. And so if you've got a bunch of garbage, then
that may be somebody that you need some help from, and they're running garbage equipment. That's the last thing you want. Or not trained. Once again, comes back to that training as well. No, man, I agree 100%. We're glad to have you as part of what we're doing. Guys out there, all y'all guys and gals, scan that up on the screen there, that QR code that takes you to all of Matt's links. Make sure to go check out the Brush Beater store, the storefront, because it is full of all kinds of awesomeness, including great coffee. That's free coffee. So, and it's good coffee.
Look, man, the secret is it is Cafe Bustelo, Cafe con Leche. That's all it is.
Man, well, what it is tasty. That's what it is.
Yeah,
I appreciate you coming on here tonight, man. I always enjoy hanging out, man. I can't wait for us to get together again. I'll be coming over to the store here in the next couple weeks. We'll throw together a little video. Y'all make sure to subscribe, like all Brush Beater stuff. Go see the storefront. Come see us at Fallout 2025 coming up October 17th through the 19th. Get your tickets for the first 100 families to get some awesome gear for absolutely free that covers the price of your ticket and then some. And y'all know, stay safe, stay ready. We'll see you next Monday. Y'all you'll take care. Later.